Hello, everyone, and welcome to the information session for the Leadership Certificate Program. I wanted to start off by first introducing the team. We have Claire Bryan, who is the Assistant Director. My name is Ushna Zamir, and I am the Graduate Assistant here at the Leadership Certificate Program. And we also have Bhavya, Ines, and Serena, who are all specialists. Ideally, while we work on a number of administrative tasks, our number one priority is always the students in the program, which is exactly why we have different measures in place, such as newsletters, reminder emails, check-in meetings, and walk-in hours, in order to ensure that our students are making the progress and have access to the resources that they need. We have our email listed below, so if there are any questions that aren't answered throughout this info session, make sure to shoot us an email. I also wanted to say, before we jump into things, that this workshop will provide a broad overview of the program and how it can aid students in their leadership development. Our goal is to inform you that the program is open to any attending Illinois student, undergraduate and graduate, and that it caters to a wide variety of interests and goals. The Leadership Certificate Program is just one of the many leadership education initiatives here on campus, and there is much more that we offer to students. But they're all grounded in the same philosophy. Leadership can be practiced by anyone. Leadership development begins with self-knowledge. Learning to work with others is essential, and leadership is exercised at all levels. We have broken down the Illinois model of leadership into 4 levels: community and society, organization, interpersonal and team, and personal and self, while also breaking them down into 21 different competencies as well. Although we want to help students develop in all 4 levels, the program emphasizes developing from the bottom up, starting from the personal self level. Leadership development begins with self-knowledge. It is important that participants have a strong foundation to build upon throughout their experience and beyond. But now let's talk a little bit more about the program benefits that we've learned from active participants and those who have already completed the program. The first one is a no-brainer, of course, with leadership development, but we also have co-curricular involvement, community and networking, especially through our cohort program, coaching and mentorship through our one-on-one matching with a leadership coach, and of course, career development as well. But now that you know a little bit about the benefits and the Illinois model of leadership, let's now walk you through the program pathway. Your journey starts right at the beginning, which is at number 1. But I also want to mention that we will provide a little bit more detail on each of these requirements in the following slides. So you'll first have to self-enroll and complete all 6 modules of our online training. Then you will have to submit a personal development plan, also known as a PDP, online for approval. Once it's been approved, you'll be a part of the program and be an active participant, and you'll be able to complete any of these steps in whatever order you'd like, which is attending 10 hours of trainings and workshops on leadership-related topics, participate in 2 co-curricular team experiences, participate in 2 I-programs, and enroll and complete Lead 260. Additionally, after that, you will have to create an ePortfolio documenting your leadership development. After that, you'll submit the completion requirements online for approval, and then you'll be able to obtain your certificate. For special cases, we allow students to complete in 2 semesters, but for the most part, most students complete the program in 3 semesters. Participants are not able to complete the program within the same semester that they enroll. Let's first start talking about the first step, which is the online training. Ultimately, it is required to enroll in the program. You must complete the online training. There are 6 different modules, which shouldn't take you too long to complete each one. Each one is about either 30 minutes to an hour and a half long. And this purpose is to guide students through the process of creating their personal development plan. So the personal development plan is the foundation of the program. Ultimately, you must submit a PDP in order to enroll and be considered an active participant in the certificate program. There are 3 main elements. Number 1, the leadership definition, which you will create yourself, which will be about 200 to 300 words long. You will then have a leadership competencies objectives, which you will describe in a little bit more detail. And then the completion timeline. It also requires some personal info, which will be helpful for matching you with a coach depending on your preferences. along with uploading a current resume as well. The submission deadlines are November 15th for the fall semester and April 15th for the spring semester. You do not need to memorize all of these details right now. This is covered in the online training. But if you need help completing your PDP or would like someone to review it, you can stop by the ILC and meet with a member of the Leadership Certificate team. Also, the quote on the right is from Bill Burnett, co-author of the book Designing Your Life. It describes the purpose of the PDP pretty well. A coherent life is one lived in such a way that you can clearly connect the dots between three things: who you are, what you believe, and what you are doing. Now let's talk a little bit more about the leadership cohort. The leadership cohort, you'll be working with other volunteer undergraduate and graduate students with experience in the program who will help lead you throughout the cohort. The cohort itself provides guidance, feedback, and answers to questions. It also helps facilitate community and progress. There are cohort events such as a cohort kickoff, a cohort meetup, and a cohort celebration, along with one-on-one meetings with the cohort lead and those who are part of the Leadership Certificate team. You will also be assigned to this leadership cohort the semester after your PDP is submitted and approved, and it'll be a 1 semester long experience. We also host a competition for the most active cohort each semester to encourage participants to make progress towards completing the program. Now let's talk a little bit more about the leadership coach. The leadership coach will be someone who is either a volunteer faculty, staff, alumni, or community member. They provide encouragement, feedback, and support throughout your journey completing the certificate program. They facilitate goal setting and reflection on experiences. You also have the opportunity to recruit your own coach, and they are assigned the semester again after your PDP is submitted and approved. Ultimately, they would serve throughout your entire leadership certificate program experience. If you have any problems or concerns with your leadership coach, make sure to reach out to the leadership certificate team so that we can help work with you through that. Now let's talk about the leadership course that is required, which is LEAD 260, Foundations of Leadership. It is a 3 credit-hour course and was formerly known as AGED 260. If you have already taken the course prior to enrolling in the program, you will have already fulfilled this requirement. That being said, we encourage students to take an upper-level LEAD course if possible for further development. If for some reason you are unable to take this course, there is a formal waiver process. The procedure is outlined on our ILC website, so make sure to check that out if you think that may apply to you. You must also go to 2 required I-programs throughout your time completing the Leadership Certificate program. We may count up to 1 if it was completed prior to enrolling. They focus on the competencies from the Illinois Model of Leadership, and registration is required prior to coming to the event and can be completed online. All program dates are listed on the ILC website, as well as pictured right here. Additionally, you must go to 2 team experiences, and those 2 are required to be listed when you complete the Illinois Certificate program. They must be beyond the classroom and must be at least 1 semester in length and must have active involvement as well. They must also take place while enrolled in the program and may not count previous experiences. A reflection is also required for each of the experiences. Experiences may include research groups, registered student organizations, part-time or full-time work, athletic teams, study abroad, service learning, etc. Resources and examples are available on the ILC website. You must also complete 10 hours of leadership trainings and workshops. If you'd wish, you may attend a total of 4 I-programs, which complete both of your 10 hours and your I-programs for this requirement. The Institute also fulfills this requirement. The trainings and workshops do not need to be facilitated by the ILC to count. Additional resources and examples are available on the ILC website, but they may include organizational trainings, national or regional conferences, leadership retreats, ILC workshops, career development seminars, cultural programming, etc. Reflection is required to synthesize the 10 hours as well. And finally, you will have to come to a completion workshop. It is required to complete the program and is done in the final semester of the certificate program. We have offered multiple dates in order for you to come to a completion workshop. Make sure to see the ILC calendar for that. And you'll have to register online via the ILC website. Bring your laptop to get started if you'd want. We also cover ePortfolio requirements and completion logistics and answer any questions you have at the workshop as well. And finally, for the ePortfolio, you'll have to first of all, it is the capstone of the program, but you must submit this in order to complete the program as well. There are 5 main elements: the personal introduction, the PDP, evidence, cumulative reflection, and your resume. The submission deadlines are November 1st for fall semester and April 1st for spring semester. And you will then be presented at the completion ceremony. And once again, you don't need to memorize all the details now. This will be covered again in the completion workshop. Now for some next steps. The best thing for you to do is to self-enroll and complete all 6 modules of the online training. Then submit your PDP online for approval and make sure to be looking back at your email in case you need to make any extra revisions in order for it to be completely approved. And then you'll be able to begin your leadership certificate journey. You'll be able to track your progress via the certificate dashboard, and you will be sent the PowerPoint in a follow-up email if you're interested. Just make sure to send us an email at Leadership Certificate. If you have any questions, make sure, like I said, to email us at leadershipcertificate@illinois.edu, and make sure to get started as soon as possible so we can answer any questions that you may have. Thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing your PDP come in sometime soon.